This video marks my third session on the PARAWING, and I am hooked after this session. I almost put my wing gear in the car based on the forecast, as I knew it was borderline too windy for the 4.2 meter PARAWING, but I am so glad I didn't. I even got to Green Point and thought I had royally screwed up, but I still decided to have a crack. It was blowing 15 to 25 knots, true northerly fashion. It was quite gusty. I do have to come clean. I put my 4 meter wing in the car as a backup plan, which actually came in handy, as I could steal the harness loop off it and put it on the PARAWING. And I am so glad I did this. Without this tiny bit of rope, the session would have been written off. I launched and had a sinking feeling that I'd only be on the water for 20 minutes before my arms gave out. I had no hope at hooking in the harness while riding, and the gusts were massive. PARAWING was flogging in the wind until I figured it out. Trust yourself, get some backhand pressure into it and own the gusts. It got me going, but was still a recipe for burning out my arms. I knew I needed to test the harness out, so after I crashed, I hooked in whilst still on my knees, stood up and got on foil whilst being hooked in the whole time. The relief of all the load going through the harness and having the accelerator pedal at my disposal by just pulling tiny bits of pressure through the backhand. It was all going so well until it wasn't. And that story can be told using the Waterspeed app. See that red line? That's not a fun red line. That's this. This was my first major tangle on the PARAWING, and I sat and attempted to detangle, drifting further and further downwind into the Sandringham Yacht Club Saturday racing course. No dice, untangling the spider's web on the water. So I paddled in after trying to untangle for about 20 minutes. If I wasn't so stubborn, I could have got to shore much earlier and sorted it out, especially as the tangle was sorted in less than a minute on land. I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but this definitely threw a spanner in the works for PARAWING safety for me. A tangle can happen at any time, especially as a beginner, so bank up that upwind space and base your sessions on having enough energy to paddle into shore just in case something happens. Final thing I wanted to show was a quick benchmark on my speed and efficiency with the PARAWING, mainly upwind, as the downwind is all about riding bumps. So my top speed for the day was just under 19 knots, nothing impressive, but I also didn't really push for any speed reaches or downwind legs. The most important number, the upwind VMG, is currently sitting at this. It's early days, and I think I'll get this right with time on the PARAWING, especially now that I have the harness set up. I'm definitely hooked on PARAWINGing, and if you're like me, I think you'll like these videos.